Welcome back to Discipleship, and this is actually my second time recording this video on should Christians partake in Halloween / the origins of Halloween. And what do I mean by second time taking this video? You may think I mean that there was a part one. There was. Go check it out. There'll be a picture of it right here, and then you can click this thingy and go check it out. You need to watch that first to understand what I'm going to be talking about here, the origins of Halloween part 1. But that's not what I mean when I said I recorded this before. I just spent 12 minutes recording a video. File gets corrupted. So, coincidence? Maybe. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Last week we talked about ancient Egypt and how the Egyptians had the first sort of Halloween celebration that they were doing. So, where did it go from there? Well, we're actually going to jump over to Ireland, where the next sort of Halloween festivities came about. Now, there are some theories. The reason I went from Egypt to Ireland is that there are some theories that the Celts in Ireland actually came from Egypt. There have been ancient Egyptian artifacts found in Ireland, and also they have some of the same traditions. This holiday, for example, which is odd that two people on two different sides of the world, or two different places in the world, would have the same tradition unless they had something to do with each other. So they either might have come from Egypt or they did a lot of trade and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the Celts. The Celts had a festival called Samhain, or All Hallows Eve, as some of you may know it. They would do bonfires, dressing up, all this crazy stuff that night on October 31st to scare away evil spirits, because they believed that the spirit world border became thin at the end of the harvest, where the winter would start. They believed that evil spirits could come and get revenge on people who had wronged them, and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through each one of the different traditions of Halloween and where it came from. Trick-or-treating, pumpkins, candy, all that stuff, dressing up. We're going to go through that right now. So, pumpkins originally were actually turnips in Ireland. The Celts would carve the turnips into scary faces to try and scare away the evil spirits. I don't know why they thought the evil spirits were scared of badly carved turnips, but I mean, I guess they haven't had the best idea so far. Angry turnips are probably better than crying, so we can just let them do their thingy. Anyway, when the Celts came over here in about the 19th century to bring this Halloween celebration over here, Samhain, they noticed that there were not as many turnips and more pumpkins, so they actually also realized that pumpkins were easier to carve, so they just switched over. It's the same principle of the scary faces, scare away evil spirits. Next, trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating also originated over there. This is where the Catholic Church sort of gets mixed in with this. They called it souling. So they would go door to door offering prayers for dead people, prayers to the saints for the dead people, in exchange for food. Candy is what it has grown into today. Same thing, this is where it came from. This is a common misconception that Christianity and Catholicism are the same thing. They're not. In Christianity, we do not pray to the saints. We do not pray to Mary. We only pray to Jesus. Those were just people. Catholicism, they do pray to the saints. They believe that they eat Jesus. They eat Jesus for real in their communion-like thing. So it's two different things. So yeah, that's when they started getting mixed in with that, because they did start getting over into Ireland about that time. Dressing up. People would dress up as evil spirits to try and blend in with all the other evil spirits so that they wouldn't notice that it was them. They tried to change their identity, and they were worried that the evil spirits would try and get vengeance on them if they had wronged one of the spirits or something like that. So they try and blend in and change their identity for one night so they couldn't be found. So with all that said, should Christians partake in Halloween? No, it is a very demonic holiday. I believe that there is a lot of spiritual connections here. And you even go back further into Egypt's history, and you see that there's a lot of things about aliens in Egypt. And by the way, if y'all want to see a video on aliens, then please go to the community section and vote, I want a video on aliens, and I will make one for you guys to check out. So if you want that, go to the community section. It's next to the playlists, and go vote. So anyway, you go back even further, and there are these weird things found in Egypt, and I believe that Satan demonically could have found ways to make the Egyptians start this holiday so that he could grow it into something today that affects Christians everywhere. I have found two things Christians don't want to give up is Halloween and Taylor Swift. Those two things, equally evil in my sight. They don't want to give them up. It's not going to kill you. Give them up. They are both evil. They're both demonic. I definitely would pray for Taylor Swift. She needs it really bad. Satanists on her stage and stuff like that. And another thing about this candy, you might say, oh, it's all fun and games. The kids are just having fun. No, when you dress up, you're changing your identity for one night. You're pretending to be something. You say you're going to dress up like Ariel, where you're a marine spirit. I have another video on this. If you go back to one of the oldest videos on discipleship, it's a short by an ex-satanic high priest, and you'll see he talks about this. You may say candy's just fun. They're just getting candy. There's 2 reasons you shouldn't do this. Number 1, Satanists and witches take this night so seriously. Some will sleep for days before just to be ready for this night where they will be doing spells all throughout the night, different potions, all this sort of stuff. They will be doing spells on the candy, prayers to Satan over the candy, and you're putting this in your body. And this is not fake stuff. This is not fairy tales. This is real. This is real spiritual warfare. And you cannot be having anything to do with this stuff. When you eat this, when you take this from that person, you're giving Satan legal rights to come into your home, to come into your body, to attack you. You're opening yourself up to attacks from the devil and his minions. So it's all just bad. And plus, they're putting these new drugs in the candy and knives, anything that could hurt you. They're putting it in this candy. Even if they're not, the candy will hurt you. It has high fructose corn syrup in it, which is also bad for you. So it's all bad for you no matter what. So just don't do it for those reasons and more. So what do you think about, you may ask, what about churches having harvest festivals on October 31st? That's another no. You should not have any sort of, they called it a harvest festival. Samhain was also called a harvest festival. You shouldn't have anything to do with this day. My family, we make it pre-Christmas night is what we call it. We'll decorate for Christmas, watch Christmas movie, Christmas cookies. We'll do Secret Santa with each other. We are wiping Halloween off our calendar because it is a demonic holiday and you need to avoid it. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I hope I didn't leave anything out last time since the last one, but I do believe that there are deep spiritual connections with Halloween, and you need to be careful and avoid it. So thank you for watching this video on discipleship, and I think this is the last one I need in the series, so stay tuned, and be sure to watch our next video or podcast on discipleship.